Hello, and welcome to another episode of Spectrum Drama, where we take a look at the hottest posts on Spectrum for the week and give you our thoughts and opinions on them. So, let's get started. Okay, so first up we've got a post from TBSTR, who says, "Why I'm worried about the SCPU soft launch. Sorry for the unpopular opinion. I'm going to do my best to break this down, but I suggest you probably read it. It's quite long. Basically, TBSTR is worried that this game will have some form of a soft launch. And I mean, I'm going by what I think this post means. Is that, you know, AAA titles will have a set in stone deadline for its release. So you get a release date, you know exactly when it's coming out, and then prior to that they'll build up all of their marketing to kind of really build up I want to buy this game. And what I think he's worried about is that this game will be stuck in beta for years and years and years, and like a lot of games, it will just kind of get released when it's done, but with no real AAA build up. And so we may not see the kind of numbers of people playing this game that you would expect, given that this will be a AAA when it's released. So I think that's the general worry. I mean, what do you see in this post, Rako?
Well, yeah, like you say, he's going on about this soft launch. You don't see this in big developers, Activision, EA, that sort of thing. This is more of what he's talking about is like an early access release.
Yeah.
So people jump on it when it's like early and complain about it a lot. And then by the time the game actually gets finished and is actually released, most people don't really realise. You see that a lot in early access titles on Steam, stuff like The Forest. We got it like 2 years before it's actually released. And there's been like tons of updates, and you just don't realise. And some people just never go back to it. I think that's kind of what he's worried about. He's losing that sort of hype train when it's good to go, and getting all of those new people jumping on it. Is that a problem? Probably not. I don't know. That's a hard one to judge. As we know, we've just had a bunch of cash injected into the project for marketing, so that might help alleviate that when it's ready. Who knows?
I think the one thing that you can definitely say with with CIG, with RSI, with everyone involved, there's definitely not going to be a soft launch when this game is actually ready. We've seen how much they like our money. They are not going to lose out on any opportunity to get more. The other thing that you've got to bear in mind is if you look at if you step away from the actual game and look at Facebook, look at their forums, look at Twitter, look at everything, they massively promote this game on a daily basis. So the likelihood that they would then not do it when it's actually ready to come out is just, I can't see that being a thing at all.
Yeah, there'll be big articles on your usual publications like IGN or Kotaku or something.
Yeah.
You know, big headline: Star Citizen's released finally, or whatever, and everyone will go, "Oh, it's ready. Let's go."
And I mean, if they're worried about build-up, I mean, I can't see that being an issue because, again, I mean, they've made so much money. The problem with a lot of alpha games is that they make money, you know, they make plenty of money, but they don't necessarily funnel that back into the game. And we've seen that with a lot of games, you know, like DayZ and things like that, where, you know, they did pretty well for the launch, but it didn't really go anywhere for the amount of money they made. Whereas this game, you can see where they're putting this money, and they've got so much money that I think their marketing budget when it comes time to release is going to be astronomical. I can foresee, TV adverts and things like that. You know, there's going to be, I think they're going to aim for the skies at least, if not the stars. Yeah. And I don't think it'll be a problem. Cool. So next up, we've got a post from Brocco Lee. Awesome name. And it says, why wipes are needed and how they can be less painful. So the gist of this is we do occasionally have wipes between even minor patches, which reduces everyone back to scratch. You've got your usual credits and you kind of lose everything else. It's a bit of a pain. Now the post is quite long and it is quite detailed, so I recommend probably have a read of it, because I won't do it justice. But there's some examples here of the way that he's guessing that they changed, their database values and stuff, and what that would do if they didn't wipe. And there's some possible workarounds in there as to what they might be able to do to prevent wipes in the future, like, let's say, leaving people with the UEC value of what they had, take away their stuff, but keep the value of those goods, things like that. I mean, there's some good ideas there, but I think that there's a lot of speculation, and I think until we actually know exactly how they and why they perform these wipes, it is all kind of guesswork. What do you think?
Yeah, you're right. It is a lot of speculation. We haven't got the first clue of what the back end code is for these databases. It's a lot of guesswork. We know eventually it's going to get sorted out. He's just throwing out a few suggestions, I guess.
Yeah.
For their back end code, it might be very necessary for them to wipe it. Maybe their system corrupts the data. Yeah, I don't know. It's very guessworky.
Yeah.
He's got some good ideas in there. Hopefully we'll get this in sooner or later. I would have thought that this would have been sorted out some point this year anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there was supposed to be less and less wipes, basically, because they're now a lot more stable. And now the idea was that they're gonna be adding less features into the game that will cause the need for a wipe. But obviously that's not happened. I mean, they are still wiping stuff. But I mean, you see this in any game. If if you change something reasonably fundamental to the structure of the game, then all of that structure is going to be linked somehow, and it's going to, I think more often than not, they probably do it to prevent possible problems rather than actual known problems. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to kind of, prevent any knock-on effects that it might have not wiping it. And because it's in alpha, they can pretty much just wipe away, and we just have to live with it. I don't mind it at the minute, because let's face it, there really isn't much point to earning loads and loads and loads of money. Unless you are genuinely playing this game as a game now in its tiniest mode, which doesn't really make sense. It just seems a bit daft to worry too much about it. But there are people there who you probably play this for hours and hours and hours every day, earning loads and loads of UEC. And to you, I say, can I borrow some?
Yeah.
Because I got wiped. No. Okay, so next up we've got a post from Mr. Vey, or Mervey, either one. He has commented on a few of our videos, so thanks for that. The post says, AA turrets should be a lock-on target. Is it a bug or an oversight? Basically, the gist of this one is AA turrets can sometimes be difficult to see, and you can't lock onto them, which can make it difficult when you have to fire at them and whatnot. What do you think of this?
Oh yeah. I would like to have them lock-onable. You always get to see those. I think there was even a recent trailer for the Eclipse where it kind of fires a missile at a ground installation and the whole thing blows up type deal. And that would be good if you can actually lock onto the AA turrets and use your missiles to take them out quickly.
Yeah.
Might make them a bit easy, because I'm pretty sure you can outrange them by a long distance.
Yeah.
But it would be kind of cool if you could do that.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is probably one of the only times when I'm on the other side of the fence. I kind of like that you can't lock onto them because it makes them more difficult. But also, I don't know how, I'm going super real now, but they would have such a small signature to lock onto. I'm not sure how our targeting systems would lock onto them successfully anyway. Or maybe have a lock-on system, but you have to be within their range. So it makes it a fair fight.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah,
that would be cool. But I mean, I agree. They are really hard to see. I mean, I've well, as you've seen on at least 2 streams, I've flown directly nose into turrets before, and actually wondered what's shooting at me. So they can be difficult to see. But yeah, I mean, a lock-on it wouldn't hurt so long as I think it's not too overpowered, like you said. So long as it's not to the point where we can be, 2,000 meters away, just going whee rocket.
Yeah.
Then I think that would really work, and definitely make it a little bit easier, especially if they up the power of these turrets as well, because currently they're a bit crap.
Yeah, I would imagine some damage balances going on with them eventually.
Yeah.
I think we've been shot by one ground one, and it did a bit of damage, but the ones on the rest stops didn't do anything to us.
Yeah, that was quite funny actually, just sitting there taking it on the chin. Yeah, I mean, at least the ground ones, they do damage, and yeah, I think I think we can say we agree with Mr. Vi that it would be good to lock on, but I think that they need to be sensible about how the distance they allow you to do that, just to kind of keep it fair. Okay, so last up we've got a post from Topper Harley, and it says, can we have affordable starter ships for industrial gameplay mechanics? And the gist of this is he's not talking about carrying a few boxes, because we've already got plenty of those. Talking about salvaging, mining and refueling. At the moment, these starter kind of ships for mining, you're looking at 150 quid. And then, for refueling and stuff like that, maybe a little bit more than that, a few hundred. We don't really know about salvaging so much yet, because they're not released, so we don't know how much they're going to be. But I can't imagine it being sub 100 quid, for example. And I think that's kind of the gist, is it would be nice to have some ships more around the Aurora Mustang level that have the possibility of mining. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm in the middle on this one. It would be nice to have some slightly cheaper, smaller, lower grade industry ships for people to start off with. That would be kind of cool. But at the same time, I mean, I know they're kind of going with like a handheld tool. Is meant to be the starting option.
Yeah.
I think we were even meant to get mining, like a mining hand tool to begin with, but then they just went with a prospector.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm really in the middle of it. I mean, you can't really get any smaller than a prospector, can you?
Not really. Not successfully. I mean, I can kind of see what they're saying in that, what would be really awesome is if you imagine like an Aurora without a bed and all that crap in the back, it literally just has some room for a very small amount of minerals and crap. That sort of size that costs, say, 80 quid, sits nicely, makes them 80 of our UK pounds and whatever the equivalent is in dollars, but gives you that kind of in to mining. But to be perfectly honest, it's one of those things where, if, again, I always kind of I always make some sort of like a parallel with the real world. And that is, if you wanted a JVC digger, you're not going to pick one up for the price of a Ford Fiesta.
No.
They are designed for a very specific purpose, and the minute you get anything designed for a very specific purpose, it costs a very specific amount of money, and that's normally quite high.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's kind of why I'm in the middle with this one. See, my hope is that So the Reliant, as our viewers will find out in our review coming up soon, has a couple of utility hardpoints. Now, if we can switch those out for like a mining laser or salvage, whatever, that ship could be the entry point to any industry type of gameplay.
Oh yeah.
But whether they actually do that, we'll find out later.
Yeah, I think you're right there. That would be the perfect solution. Whether or not they go down that route will remain to be seen. But I mean, I see what Topper's sort of saying in that if you look at it as from an in-game perspective, a prospector is like over 1 million credits.
Yeah,
and so we did an evening of messing around. All right, fair enough. We were messing around, but we did an evening of doing some missions, and I think we probably earned something along the lines of, and these were all shooty missions, something along the lines of about, let's say, 8,000 or 9,000 UEC for the evening. But it was going to cost me almost all of that to rearm my ship.
Yeah.
So yes, if you've got a great big ship where you can go off and mine to or well, not even mine, but if you can do some cargo hauling and all that and earn yourself thousands and thousands an hour, then it's not that expensive. But the minute you've got an Aurora and you're trying to make that kind of money, that's when you start to feel it. And I can definitely see what you're saying. But my personal opinion is I don't think that will happen. I think you're going to have to just be resigned to the fact that if you want one of these, you're either going to have to pay some real world monies or you're going to have to put in some serious time. Yeah,
probably. I say I can't really see a smaller industry ship. Who knows? We'll see.
We will see. Hopefully, we'll see a Reliant core with what we want. That would be amazing.
Yes. I would very much like to fit a mining laser and a salvage rig onto my Reliant core. Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye. Cool. So there you have it. That's our posts for the week. We hope you enjoyed them. If you've got any thoughts on any of these, leave them down in the comments section and we'll do our best to respond to everyone. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more Star Citizen content. And we'll see you around the verse. Bye-bye.
Farewell.